Crimson Desert. Damn it, the internet did it again. Video games are in an odd place. Some games are preemptively loved, and others the internet condemn immediately. Crimson Desert fell into the former category, and once initial reviews poured in, shock set in. A 6 from IGN. I'll rip the band-aid off now and save you the time. Is it a terrible game? No. Is it a good game? Again, no. I think it's fair to assume that most people who will play this game are coming for the combat and or the exploration. So let's talk about those things before we dig into the story and the various other aspects of the game. Combat. It's simply not good. It's sticky, stiff, clunky, and has a very unpolished feel. For comparison's sake, the combat feels closest to The Witcher 3, which came out in 2015. And I would say it falls below The Witcher 3's combat. The controls, which we'll explore in greater detail, are abysmal. There's no traditional lock-on. You hold the left bumper and can target a singular enemy. You cannot switch targets unless you untarget and retarget and hope that the game knew who you wanted to target. This isn't a huge deal as the combat is laughably easy. 11 hours in, 2 major bosses, and I've died a whopping 0 times. Now, I'm not asking for every action RPG or action game, if you want to take the developer's unusual statement to heart, to be a Souls-like. But after playing this game, I think I may want every game's combat to be a Souls-like. In this combat system, you can attack freely without using any stamina. So button mashing is a very viable strategy that works most of the time. Sure, you have to dodge a little and block a little, but do not expect to be challenged in this game. Aside from that, the enemy AI is poor. Several enemies attempt to swarm you, and you can freely dodge away and then button mash as they funnel back towards you. If combat was a major draw to this game, it fails miraculously. It does not feel good. Mechanically, it feels a decade old. Exploration. It's a little preemptive for me to comment on this one, so I'll say this. It's fine. Your typical checklist-style open-world game. The world looks decent enough. Where the game shines undeniably, and it's the one wholly positive mark I can grant this game, is its draw distance. It's simply unreal and pure technical sorcery. That said, the world is generic and bland, so don't expect anything super interesting. The map seems huge, and I freely admit, if I had to guess, I've explored maybe 3% of it in 11 hours. So there is a chance that there are interesting places to go in this massive map. The exploration follows a somewhat modern Zelda approach where you can climb any surface, which does make it feel pretty free. But the game has quest markers that tell you exactly where to go, so despite its free nature, it still feels very guided. Some people may be okay with subpar gameplay if the story was good. In a game as big as this, it's hard to judge a story in its entirety, but I have no interest whatsoever in the story 11 hours in. Let me walk you through the game's first hour. You are hanging with your homies at camp. Some enemy gang rolls through, slaughters your homies, displaces a few more of your homies, and straight up, spoiler alert, kills you. Yes, the main character gets killed. If this doesn't kill him, nothing can. I guess this is what justifies your ability to save, reload, and take as many slashes as you can. This dude is unkillable. After getting killed, you spawn into some generic fantasy space and you have to do some puzzling, if you can call it that. Next thing you know, you're somehow in Pywell, talking to a fisherman who tells you to follow him. Within moments, you're solving a marital dispute by cleaning a stranger's chimney. I'd like to remind you, this is within the first 45 minutes of the game. My homies just died, and now I'm cleaning chimneys. I can tolerate a game with some goofiness. I'm a huge Yakuza fan, but this is just baffling. It doesn't get any better from here. The next 10 hours seem to be a series of unrelated, super random events, doing fetch quests for people I do not care about at all. Many of the quests involve you going to a map marker, holding left bumper on something for the player to absorb knowledge, and then having to press start, then A, to equip a goofy-looking helmet called the Visione, so you can view some lame memory to flesh out a tale you likely don't care about. Dragon Dogma's 2 story was infinitely more interesting, and I found that story about as interesting as a brand new doorknob. The game has tons of bugs. I won't bash it for this too much, but I've had to reload numerous times to get the game to work and do what it needs to. And oh boy, let's look at this long loading screen that plays every single time. Crimson Desert is a strange game. If you're the kind of person who is seeking a seemingly massive open-world action RPG, despite what the devs say, and you have a high tolerance for extreme jank, bad controls, super mediocre combat, a completely uninteresting story, and bad puzzles, this is your game. It's an odd time for the game industry. It's not a bad game. It's the very definition of a painfully average game. A 5 or a 6 out of 10. If you love it, that's great, but that doesn't make the game a 10. It has flaws, major ones. It's okay to acknowledge and accept this. It's not an attack on you. It's not an attack on the devs. It's the state of the industry. Being just good in a sea of a million games where every year you get tons of great ones, this is not one that will shine. This is not Game of the Year. It's not even Game of the Month. If you're interested, I would personally wait for a sale, $30 to $40 at best. If I had to rate the game today, I think a 6 is beyond fair.